Those guys look like they're having fun, don't they? Better men than me. I couldn't run down it, let alone up it. So this is one of the, definitely one of the bits. So look, let me just slow down and let you have a look at that. See where you've got like a lot of gravel in the middle of the road. This is why I would say you guys on the sports bikes, it may not be for you. But if you're on a sort of, I mean, I've done this on, I've got an MT-09. Obviously it's the fast colour, the race blue. It's a 2015 model, no traction control. And I've done it on that a few times, which is sort of okay. But a sports bike, with all that gravel and that, you're just going to be pitting all your fairings, aren't you? Yeah, so you can see this one's got some potholes at the edge, and you can imagine this in the rainy season. There's like a slimy river goes down here, and as you can see, probably from the vibrations, this one has got quite a lot of potholes. So this is probably one of the worst. There's one more that's a little bit more muddy. If you're on an adventure bike, then obviously this is a walk in the park. And if you've got knobblies on, it's even more of a walk in the park. Literally, the national park. And some sand there as well, look. Big old pothole there. Let's slow down a bit, because yeah, just as well I did, there's a car coming. This is a great bit of road there. Got some mountain bikers going off piste, should I say? Sounded a bit wrong there, didn't it? Thank you. There's a level crossing coming up here in a little while. I've only ever once been caught in it, and God, we was waiting there for about 15 minutes. It was just me and a cyclist stopped there. We were having a chat, but yeah, it seemed to take an absolute age. But as I say, I've been doing this route for a long time. Oh yeah. Oh, the level crossing. is a bit further on. I've only been doing this route since 2016. You'd think I'd know it, and I do it a lot. You think I'd know it a bit better than this. So this is a lovely little place called Pease Lake. Lovely little village. I think the shop's closed at the moment, but if that shop is open, then and you're a little bit peckish, they do some fantastic homemade sausage rolls and Cornish pasties in there, and they do I think they do coffee and that in there as well. So yeah, that little village shop. And again, this is as you can see, this one is a little bit sketchy as well. This has got some gravel and a bit of mud. And this is probably the worst one to do when it's wet, because this is basically a muddy old river down here. It's great fun. I mean, I've done it on the, I've only had this since January, so this January. So I always used to do this route on the MT09, and this little lane here, it's got a farm either side. That one in particular gets really bad, and I went down that on my MT09 once, and it was just like a mud fest. There's two farms either side of the lane, and there'd been obviously tractors and horses, and it was yeah, it was a little bit had a few moments where the old bottle goes. Let's just slow down and have a little look at this view, shall we? So, you can see that on both the cameras. Yeah, so that's the sort of scenery you get around the Surrey Hills. Look at that lovely little place over there, look. Absolutely awesome. Put it in gear, Stephen. And even here you get cars coming down here, so you do have to be careful. Now if I remember rightly, the route I was here last weekend and there was a diversion on this route. No, not here, a bit further up. There's not going to be much opportunity to get past here for a bit. This is that level crossing coming up here. As I say, I must have done this very route hundreds of times, and I've only ever been caught once, and it seemed that me and this cyclist or waiting there for ages. It was literally about 15 minutes. I don't know, maybe I don't know, but now I think it's here that the road was blocked, yeah, and as you can see it's blocked. I don't need petrol, so I'll be alright. Shame really, because that's quite a nice little road, that. But it does. Where this diversion takes us, does take you for a fantastic little bridge that I'd never seen before. So sometimes those diversions are actually a blessing in disguise. So that diversion, that hill we was going down where I had to sort of come round here. Yeah, look at this fantastic little bridge, look. Yeah, so that hill that I should have gone down, when you get to the end of that, you come onto the A25. I'm going to go that way anyway. I'm going to take us back onto where it would have come out, just so that you can see where the petrol station is, should you need it, and then we'll just sit in the petrol station and do a U in it. I don't actually need any petrol yet. So we would have come out of that road there, and obviously that's your petrol stop. So I'm not stopping for petrol, I'm literally just gonna look at that lovely old Rolls Royce. Looks alright to me, mate. I'm surprised there ain't a lot more bikers out today. This particular road, this is the A25. Going back in the opposite direction, it takes you up to another biker meet place, which is called Newlands Corner. So normally you will see streams of bikers going that way, or this way, going back to Ryka's from Newlands Corner. There's a little green lane up here, Beggars Lane. I think it's on a TRO at the moment. I've got the Ordnance Survey map app for identifying the green lanes. Yeah, that's it there. Yeah, I found a PDF. I was having a look for some stuff on green lanes, and I found a PDF that showed that Beggars Lane is actually on a TRO. traffic restriction order, but the app still shows it as being a byway open to all traffic. So a while back I said, I was mentioning about the fact that a lot of the roads on the actual bends themselves, like turning left or right into a corner, you will find a sort of a lot of gravel on the road. This one in particular, we're going to turn left up here in a minute, down Whitedown Lane, and this one is particularly bad. And what makes it worse is, I mean, cars generally do get a move on here. I mean, it's a 40, but very often most people are doing a bit more than this person is. So this left turn here is got quite a bit of gravel. Can you see it there? So if you take it a bit wide, you might get caught out in that gravel and have a little bit of a woo moment, because I know I did on my MT-09. I will make this route available as a GPX 1.1 track file. Oh, get your knee down, Steve. Not. This bike, the Honda 250 Rally, has a very specific, quite narrow power band, and you really have to wring its neck on some of the hills if you want to get a bit of a move on. You know, you've got to go through the full rev range. So we're over halfway through this route now. I'll probably split this up into 2 or 3 videos to stop people getting bored senseless. I would go around him, but he seems to be dodging the old the bumpy bit, so I'll let him crack on. What a beautiful day it is. Saw an opportunity, so I took it. a lot of cyclists about, so I'll let them get on with what they're doing, sort themselves out where they're going. Another green lane here, over on the right there. So this is Ranmore Common Road, opens up into some nice sort of up and down like this, up and down sweepers. The old sports bikers love it, but you do have to be careful because it is a faulty, unfortunately. Yeah, you can get a move on up here, but you do have to be careful because it is a faulty, this one, which I am now doing. There is normally a tea stall at this car park you can see up here on the right, but it hasn't been there since the lockdown, which I suppose is understandable. I do hope she's alright, the lady runs it, with probably I think a doctor or something, but no, it's still there, still not there now. So can you see that spire up there? That is, this is another one of those. That road was blocked, and I'd never been down this road before, and was forced to. And you got this amazing old church here, and I never would have found it because I always normally used to go smashing straight through there. But we've got this fantastic, look at that, St Barnabas Church. This is another one of my vape stops normally. Let's just give you a look at the church. It's even quiet down here. You normally get a lot of people having picnics out here, and there was last week when I came. Dogs on the lead, that's okay. We know a lot of dogs don't like bikers. I'm not surprised with the noise a lot of them make. This doesn't make a noise. This is I haven't changed the exhaust out on this, and to be honest I've got no intention of doing it really. I quite like the fact that it's not really that noisy. On my MT-09 that's got the Acro on it, and I never have and I never will take the baffle out of it. They're just too bloody noisy. What I do like is the overrun though, when you've got engine braking going on. Another hairpin turn here. Yeah, when you get the pop and crackle when you're under engine braking on the overrun. It's that's quite a nice sound, but it's not. I wouldn't want to take the baffle out and have it that constant drone, low drone in your ear all day. I went on tour with some pals. 8 of us went up to Scotland, and there was one young lad had an R6, and it was the most annoyingly loud exhaust I've ever heard in my life. It was because the R6 you have to sort of rev it out, don't you? So it was a proper whine, and if I would try and avoid sitting sort of, I mean, as I say, there were 8 of us, I'd try and get myself in a position where I was far away from him as possible, because after a while it would really grate on you. I was on a Honda DeVille on that tour, so that makes no noise at all. So the only thing I could hear was this bloody R6 screaming at me. So these are the lanes I was talking about, where you need to take it a bit easy, because you do get cars come down here, and at some points there is only a room for a car. I've had to lay my bike in these bushes sometimes. So this is sort of the return journey now of this Ryka's loop. We're pretty much almost there. That's alright, you carry on.